Stop Screaming, I'm Scared Too was a patch that you had on the back of your helmet and you won it in a poker match. You had to remove your good-looking rooster patch that you had there
Yep.
beforehand. Who got the good-looking rooster patch?
No, it's still mine. It's still mine, and Fitzy will never get it back, no matter what you say, Fitzy. He lost it to me in like a 2 a.m. poker game, and you get him over there drinking duty-free rum. So he put it on the table. He lost it. It's mine, fair and square. No matter what he says, he's never getting that back. But then it was time to retire that, and Stop Screaming, I'm Scared Too patch I thought was pretty funny. So I was wearing it and happened to have it on my helmet when we sputtered in Afghanistan. And it was funny because the Americans in particular always get a laugh and they'd see that on your helmet patch when they're in the back of the aircraft. But how crazy it was that it came true. It was weird when you're standing next to the aircraft holding your helmet with that patch on it and the aircraft's all busted up. But it's where it came from, and I thought it was a fitting title for the story. And when you read the book, you'll understand why, because it's all these unique experiences, for me, unique experiences that came together. And when I look back at all those experiences, like you said, I think it is, maybe one of those 9 lives things where you think, geez, you actually did do some really cool and interesting stuff. But that's what I think is the point of difference, is that all of us in the military have done some really cool and unique, exciting stuff. You don't have to have been a general. You don't have to have been a special forces guy doing, these really intense training cycles. You don't even have to be a Victoria Cross recipient to be worthy of having a story or writing your story down and putting it out there. Just a regular Joe like me can have these amazing experiences. So it's worth jotting them down for your own sake, if you like, or even start talking about them and telling your friends and family. Because if you think about it, we did do some really good stuff, and I hope that people are proud in their service and want to talk about it more, and not just see the same books on the shelves like we see all the time now. And I guess I have to be careful. I would take away from these other people, but there's a lot of those generals stories out there. There's a lot of special forces stories out there. There's just not a lot of regular soldiers stories, and that's what I hope that this will encourage other regular soldiers just like me to get out and start talking about your service.
How's the feedback been? I know it's not technically out. I was very lucky to get an advance copy, so thank you for sending that off to me. But is it out on the 9th of August?
5th of August on the shelves.
5th of August, 2024, if you're listening to this in another year.
So, it'll be out very soon. I've been selling copies on my website. I've got a website, which I think is just crazy, considering I didn't even have social media until not long ago, really. But it's at hendersonauthor.com.au. I've been selling it, the pre-sale copies there, and I signed them, individually signed them. But the feedback has been something I just never expected. And it's not even necessarily from friends and family. Some people I've never met that have just heard about my story, who bought the book and have read it, have just given me the most amazing feedback, how it's helped contextualize things that they've done and seen in the military. So that for me is a win. But it's hard because you should never look for vindication from people you don't know, right? So that's been that's been hard to get my head around. But I've found the most value in people. In the feedback from those people who've got no vested interest in telling me that it's a great story, that have actually reached out and said it's amazing and it's helped them. So that for me has been a win. It had never been a reason for me to get out and start telling my story. And I certainly don't see myself as a high performance coach or as a motivator or an influencer or any of that stuff. I just think it's really cool that a few people have read my story and it's really helped them. So that's a win on top of everything else.
One of the things that was remarkable about the book, and I always flick to the pictures first whenever I receive a book that's got pictures in there. I don't know why. I never wait to get to them. It's just how remarkable the pictures are. Like, you've got so many from your military service, and a lot of them are from the Defence Force. So I think that's fantastic that you're able to have all those memories and mementos of your service.
Yeah, they were going to originally print it in black and white, but I was lucky that they changed it to put the color pictures in, because the helicopter always looks pretty cool, right? So you may as well go color pictures. Unless you got a cool picture in a t-shirt, it didn't really happen. So I was lucky to get both. Oh, and now I've got a banner. Hopefully you can see that there. I've got a banner
I can.
behind
Yeah,
me
stop screaming. I'm scared too.
as
Yep.
a
It's the
plug.
picture. The front
Yeah, that's the
cover
thing,
of the
right?
book.
So I'm now, I'm all about social media now, and I've even got a banner. So
Love it.
yeah, and look, I'll be selling merch and stuff, just a few helmet patches and some funny hats and stuff too that people can get into or not. I'm never going to get rich doing this. It's just been a fun ride to go on to tell your story, and like I said, see that feedback. There's going to be people that don't like the story, and I'm sure I'll get trolls and people who I don't know, think I've got a stupid face or whatever. They can say and do whatever they want. I'm not going to get too fussed about any of that. This is just something that's happened and has come out of the blue, and I'm enjoying where I'm at with it. And I, like I said, I really love the fact that there are people out there that it's helped, and what the future holds from here on in terms of writing. I'm not quite sure about. I enjoy it, but I would like to end up maybe somewhere continuing on doing guiding like I do at the War Memorial, taking people for, through Australia's wartime past and talking about a lot of that instead of myself. And I hope to maybe one day do that overseas with, some tour company that does battlefield tours and walkthroughs, because obviously I could talk, right? So I may as well use that instead of just dribbling on. I may as well use it to help and do another passion that's guiding and taking people on a tour of Australia's wartime past.
Well, thank you so much. Everyone can go get the book. Stop Screaming, I'm Scared Too. It's published by Big Sky.
Indeed.
And I'll link where you can get it on the show notes of the episode.
It's a real book. I can't believe it. It's happening. Like it's real. It's real. It's just so crazy. Real. Yeah. And in a couple of weeks, I'll see it on the shelves. And look, it's about a regular soldier's experience, like I said. So yeah. It's pretty raw, like we've said. There's a lot in there we haven't spoken about. And
there is a lot, but I wanted to leave things for people to be able to actually read it and experience it.
100%. So, and being military too, it's not just all about. It is about my experiences, and I've come to terms with sitting down and talking about yourself, and now as I'm doing on a podcast, but. These experiences can be, so relatable to people in the first responder world. People who've dealt with any sort of traumatic experience in their life, which is almost everyone, can I hope they can relate to this on a human experience of what I've written in my book, not some super high performance muscle bound soldier, just a regular soldier's experience. And I hope that's not underselling it, so maybe I should stop talking, but look, I hope a lot of people connect with the words that are written there, because it's raw, to be honest.